Good afternoon, I'm Jodie Gill and this is your afternoon news fix for Thursday the 9th of April. UK's Prime Minister says it'll take a lot of work to make the 2-week US-Iran ceasefire stick. Iran's Revolutionary Guard has again stopped ships travelling the Strait of Hormuz, blaming Israel's continued attacks on Lebanon. The US denies that breaches the agreement, saying Hezbollah never figured in the ceasefire. The parties are expected to discuss Iran's 10-point proposal in Pakistan this week. Speaking from Saudi Arabia, Keir Starmer says the ceasefire must be made permanent.
It's our job to work with other countries in the region, not only on the cessation of hostilities, but also on opening the Strait of Hormuz.
Our Prime Minister is assuring Kiwis prices at the pumps are reasonable. Global oil shot below $100 a barrel after yesterday's ceasefire announcement. As of Sunday, New Zealand had more than 2 months of petrol and 50 days of diesel landed or en route. Chris Luxon says they're keeping a close eye with no sign of supply issues.
We've also put the New Zealand Commerce Commission on watch from day one to make sure that fuel companies are not gouging New Zealanders, and we haven't seen evidence of that.
North Islanders should hunker down this weekend with Cyclone Vaianu due to hit between Auckland and Coromandel on Sunday. It's triggered strong wind watches for the entire island from 1 a.m. Thames Coromandel District Council warns flooding and slips are possible, and Tauranga City Council's urging people to tie down objects. Earth Sciences Principal Scientist Chris Brandolino says the storm will be ferocious and gusts could reach 100 kilometres an hour.
People will probably lose power, and you're going to have to be prepared for that. So have a plan. This is the time to take action and be prepared.
NZTA says it's unlikely State Highway 2 and Waiaweka Gorge south of Opotiki will reopen today after a slip overnight. It says crews are continuing to clear debris, but material is still coming down the slip face. Residents and emergency services will be allowed through for essential access. 4 teens aged 16 to 19 have been charged over a ram raid in Wellington's Miramar early today. A police dog tracked the alleged offenders to a Booth Street property where officers discovered a large amount of stolen alcohol. Home base preparations ahead of Artemis 2's crew splashdown off California's coast on Saturday afternoon. The 4 astronauts are on the return trip to Earth after their historic lunar flyby. NASA Landing and Recovery Director Liliana Vivariel says the ship's heading towards the capsule landing zone.
Over the past couple of days, we have been completing final preparations on the ship and to refresh the skills and procedures of how we will safely recover the Artemis 2 crew.
The crew will then be helicoptered to dry land for post-flight medical checks. In sport, coach Andrew Webster has taken the Warriors' botched NRL judiciary challenge on the chin. The club unsuccessfully sought a downgrade from a 1-game ban to a fine for Adam Pompey, who was charged with dangerous contact for lifting his knee into Sharks defender Britton Nakora last weekend. Former Silver Ferns captain Katrina Rore has been called into the Swifts squad as injury cover ahead of Saturday's Super Netball game against the Vixens in Sydney. And the Blues are carrying Cameron Suafoa in their hearts and on their heads as they prepare to face the Hurricanes in Super Rugby. I'm Jodie Gill, that's your latest news fix. We'll be back with the next update tomorrow morning from the Newstalk ZB newsroom.